Hey friends, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Also welcome to day 6 of our 7-day yoga challenge. Today's class is all about balance. So yes, we will be exploring balancing postures today and also exploring our own understanding of the word balance. In terms of items, please bring 2 yoga blocks or 2 thick books with you. All good if you don't have one. And feel free to practice close to a wall today or use a chair for support, especially if you do find that balance can be a bit tricky. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Right, Angel? Let's do this. Join me on your mat in a cross-legged seat. And before we find stillness, I invite you to find some easy movement here. So perhaps this means some neck circles. Perhaps looping your shoulders forward, up and back a few times. And this may mean a gentle sway from side to side. All right. And then eventually we explore stillness, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. You can imagine that there is a string attached to the crown of your head that is encouraging you to sit up a little taller. All right, let's breathe on in together. And then on your next breath out, either close your eyes or look down and past your nose. Breathe in, breathe out. Continue these beautiful breath cycles as we talk about today's theme, yoga for balance. What does balance mean to you? Or perhaps, what does it look like? Balance could be a physical thing, such as balancing postures. Balance could also be balancing the energies between that go, go, go state to rest and restore. It could mean balancing work and home life or work and play. Balance could mean something different, and it can look very different to each and every single one of us. So there is no right or wrong, just something to think about as we move here today. What is your understanding of balance? And perhaps what does it look like to you? So with that in mind, I invite you to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Open up your eyes and now place your right hand on your left knee. On your next breath in, send your left hand to the sky and then breathe out to reach over towards the right side. Keep your left side body glued to the ground as best as possible here. Breathe in, and then breathe out to come back to center, and then place your left hand on your right knee. Breathe in as you reach your right hand to the sky, and then breathe out to reach over towards the left side. Stay grounded in the right side body. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to come back to center. So you can stay just where you are. I'm just moving myself. And now plant your feet on your mat. And then bring the soles of your feet together and your knees fall open like a book. So butterfly pose. All right, swim your hands back and behind you with your fingertips pointing in. Loop your shoulders, find length through the back body. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to begin to lean back, lifting your feet and your shins towards the sky. So that way they're about parallel. All right, my friends, there is an option to stay here Or you can play around with sending your arms under the legs so your calf muscles are over top of your arms. All right, we're already testing out balance and stability. We're working on some core strength as well. Spread through your fingers, spread through your toes. Keep that beautiful breath flowing as you shine your heart center forward. Breathe in here, breathe out, breathe in. And then on your next breath out, release and lower. Awesome work. Cross your ankles, and now let's make our way to all fours. We will meet in a tabletop position. Take your time getting there. There's absolutely no rush. Sometimes balance to me means, taking my time with certain things that I am doing, especially in the transitions. Okay, whenever you arrive there, walk the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hip points. Press into the tops of your feet, press into your fingertips, and then rock that pelvis forward, creating length in the low back. Okay, step your right foot towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, press into the top of your left foot as you lift your right foot away from the ground. Dial your toes down, so toes are pointing towards the mat, and the back leg is parallel to the sky. Breathe in here. And then on your next breath out, reach your left hand forward. Imagine you're shaking someone's hand. Bird dog. All right, so there is an option to stay here, or you can begin to bend at that right knee, sending the sole of your foot to the sky, and then reach your left hand behind to grab your right foot, so the top of your right foot, and then kick your foot into your hand, and then your hand presses back as you press away from the earth. So we're working on balance and stability here. Breathe in, and then breathe out to release that, coming back to bird dog. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to lower and release, tabletop position. Awesome job. Step the left foot towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to press into the top of your right foot as you lift your left foot away from the ground. Imagine that you're pressing the sole of your foot into a wall behind you. Hug the belly button in towards the spine, so that way we're not arching through the low back. Breathe in here. Breathe out to reach your right hand forward. Once again, my friends, there is an option to stay here, or you can play around with bending at that left knee and then reaching your right hand behind to grab the top of your left foot. Kick that foot into your hand presses back. Press away from your yoga mat. Look down at your mat for focus, balance, stability, all that good stuff. Breathe in, and then breathe out to release that bird dog. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to make your way back to tabletop position. Take a break off of your wrists, come to sit back towards your heels, and I invite you to take zombie arms, pointing your fingers towards the earth. Loop your shoulders. Breathe deeply here. So for me, balance also means, taking time to rest and restore, especially if I'm doing something that's a little bit more challenging, giving my body and my mind that much needed break. So that much needed pause. So that's what balance kind of looks like to me. And perhaps you resonate with that and perhaps not. It is all good. Just continue to explore your understanding. Okay, let's make our way back to a tabletop position. This time, curl your right toes under and then slide your right foot towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to hug your right knee in towards your chest, and then step your right foot through. Walk the left knee back in space to deepen the stretch. Your front knee is over top of your ankle, and again, we are light on the fingertips. Loop your shoulders, tuck in your chin slightly. Breathe in here, breathe out. On your next breath in, send both hands to the sky, palms facing towards one another. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, begin to twist your upper body to the right and then release your right hand to your left hamstring as you reach your left hand over towards the right side. Press into all that is touching the earth to keep you balanced and stable here. Breathe in, breathe out. On your next breath in, unravel, sending both hands to the sky, and then breathe out to float your hands down to frame your right foot. Plant your palms and then step it back to a tabletop position. Curl your left toes under and then slide the left foot back. Breathe in here and then breathe out to bring the left knee in towards your heart and then step the left foot through. Walk your right foot, your right knee back in space. Breathe in to loop your shoulders and look forward, and then breathe out. On your next breath in, reach your hands to the sky. Breathe out to melt your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in. And then on your next breath out, begin to twist the upper body to the left, releasing your left hand to your right hamstring, and then reaching the right hand over towards the left side. Again, press into all that is touching the earth for balance and stability here. Breathe in, breathe out. On your next breath in, send both hands to the sky. And then breathe out to float your hands down to frame your left foot. Plant your palms and then step it back to a tabletop position. Great work, everyone. All right, now let's step both feet towards the back edge of the mat. Plank pose. Really press away from your yoga mat. So sending the shoulder blades from left to right, heels reach towards the back edge of your mat. We're hugging belly button in towards the spine. Breathe in here. And then on your next breath out, begin to roll onto the outer edge of your left foot and then walk your right foot in, whole foot planted on the mat. So that way it's kind of like a kickstand. Breathe in to send your right hand to the sky. Look on up. Lift your hips away from the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out to make your way back to a high plank. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to find your side plank on the other side. Left foot comes forward for balance and stability. And then reach your left hand to the sky. Look up. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Breathe in. And then breathe out to make your way back to a high plank. Breathe in here. And then on your next breath out, send the hips to the sky. Find your downward facing dog. Walk your hands off to the long edges of your mat. Bend your knees and then pedal out your feet here. All right, find stillness. Anchor through your left heel. On your next breath in, send your right foot to the sky, three-legged dog. Point through your toes. Breathe out to hug your right knee in towards your chest, shifting forward. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, right knee to left elbow, so we're crossing over. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out, right knee to right elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And then breathe out to release, coming to your downward facing dog. Anchor through the right heel. On your next breath in, sweep that left foot to the sky. Breathe out to hug it in. Shifting forward, knee to chest. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Breathe out to cross it over, left knee to right elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And then breathe out, left knee to left elbow. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And then breathe out to find your downward facing dog once again. Let's all breathe in through the nose and then empty it out through the mouth. All right, let's play a little bit here. Let's bend at the knees, look forward towards the top edge of your mat as you hop your feet towards the top edge. Now feel free to always walk your feet, you can step your feet there too. It's totally up to you. When you meet there in a forward fold, or when you're there in a forward fold, I should say, let's grab opposite elbows and then sway from side to side. Bend your knees to protect the low back. Keep that beautiful breath flowing, my friends. Wonderful. Find stillness here as you release your fingertips to the earth. On your next breath in, send your hands high into the sky. Look up. Hands come together and then slice it right down to your heart. All right, permission to close your eyes here. You can soften your gaze looking down and past your nose, and then bow your head. Breathe in through your nose, and then breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Take a moment here to notice how you feel. Perhaps you revisit your understanding of the word balance. What does it mean to you? And perhaps, what does it look like? Okay, release your hands to your sides and then open up your eyes. So for the remaining part of our practice together, we will be exploring balancing postures while standing. So therefore, it's very important that we tend to our foundation, also known as the feet. All right, let's play around with shifting the weight. Shift the weight to the balls of your feet, so the tops of the feet, and then over to the right, back towards the heels, and then to the left. Tops of the feet, to the right, back towards the heels, and then to the left. And now find your center, whatever that is today, doing your best to press into all four corners of your feet, really feeling that connection to the earth beneath you. And then play around with lifting your toes away from the ground, spread through the toes, and then press each toe down to the earth at a time. Beautiful. I invite you and I encourage us all to try our best to maintain that connection as we explore our standing balancing postures. Okay, walk your feet together, legs together, interlace your fingers out in front, push your palms forward. Breathe in as you send your hands to the sky, and then breathe out to tilt over towards the left, bump your hips to the right. Do your best to press into both feet as evenly as possible. Breathe in to come back to center, and then breathe out to tilt to the right. Breathe in, coming back to center, and then breathe out to release your bind, hands come to your sides. Leave your feet and your legs exactly where they are, but begin to sit back into a chair right behind you, imaginary chair. So bending at the knees, hinging forward at the hips, we lengthen down through the tailbone. Most of the weight will be in the hips as well as the heels. Breathe in to reach your hands forward, palms facing towards one another. There's an option to stay here in chair pose, or you can lift your heels away from the earth, shifting your weight forward, coming onto the tops of your feet. Perhaps you sink a little bit deeper here. Hold on to a focal point out in front of you for balance and stability in the body. Keep that breath flowing. Breathe in, and then breathe out to release your heels, finding your chair pose. Breathe in here, and then breathe out to rise up and release. Walk your feet underneath your hips. Just take a moment to check in with yourself. Breathe in through your nose, and then breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Beautiful. Step your right foot towards the back edge of your mat. Your heel is lifted and your toes are resting on the ground. And then bend into that front leg so that way your knee is stacked over top of your ankle. To avoid being on that tightrope, you can walk, your right foot towards the right edge of your mat just for a little bit more space. Now place your hands on your hips and then direct your hips to face forward, chest faces forward. There's a small bend in that back knee as well. All right, on your next breath then, send your hands to the sky, high lunge. Hug the belly button in towards the spine. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then this time when you breathe out, lower your right hand to your side. Left hand remains reaching. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to send the right hand to the sky as you lower your left hand and straighten through that front leg. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to switch. Right hand comes down, left hand goes to the sky, and then we bend into that front leg. Breathe in here. Breathe out to switch. Straighten through that leg, left hand down. Breathe in. Breathe out to switch. Breathe in. Breathe out, switch. Breathe in here. Breathe out to switch. And now this time when you breathe in, send your right hand to the sky. Breathe in. And then breathe out to release your hands to your sides. Walk your right foot in towards your left foot, but we're still keeping a little bit of distance between the 2 feet. And now this is where your yoga blocks can come in handy. If you have them nearby, place them on the highest level by your left foot. So that way they're framing that foot. All right. Bring your hands to heart in prayer position. Loop your shoulders as you look forward. Take a loving breath in. And then as you breathe out, begin to lift the right foot away from the earth, hinging forward at your hip, sending your torso forward. Your back leg is reaching towards the back edge of your mat. Torso is parallel to the earth, same with your leg. And now this is when you can use a chair, you can use a wall for support here, you can use your yoga blocks, and then release your hands to that item, whatever you're using, if you're using one. And if you would like to continue the journey as well, feel free to continue the journey, folding forward, releasing the crown of your head closer towards the earth, fingertips to the earth. Breathe in here. And then when you breathe out, connect to your center. You can also use your blocks for support here as you slowly rise on up, releasing right toes to the earth, and then walk your right foot in to meet your left. Whew, great work. I know that one's a tricky one. All right, so just shake out the legs. Beautiful. Step the left foot towards the back edge of your mat. That heel is lifted, and then bend into your front leg. So find a stance with your feet that feels really good, so feel free to make any adjustments. Place your hands on your hips, direct the hips to face forward, chest is facing forward. Hug the belly button in towards the spine. Breathe in as you reach both hands to the sky, and then breathe out to relax the shoulders from the ears. Breathe in here. And then on your breath out, begin to lower your left hand to your side. Breathe in. Breathe out to switch. Left hand to the sky, right hand to your side, and then straighten through that front leg. Breathe in here. Breathe out to switch. Bend into that front leg, right hand to the sky, left hand lowered. Breathe in. Breathe out to switch. Breathe in. Breathe out, switch. Breathe in. Breathe out to switch. One more. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to switch. Breathe in to reach your left hand to the sky. Both hands are reaching. And then breathe out to lower your hands to your sides. All right, walk that back foot in a little bit. Find a beautiful bend in that front leg, which will be our standing leg. And again, feel free to make use of any props, a chair, a wall, a friend, yoga blocks, whatever you need for support, okay? All right, you got this, we got this. Bring your hands to heart in prayer position. Breathe in here. And then breathe out to begin to lift that back foot away from the earth. We're hinging forward at the hip. Back leg is nice and straight and strong. Torso is about parallel to the earth at this point. Again, you can release your hands to yoga blocks. And if you would like, you can continue that journey, folding forward, releasing the crown of your head closer towards the earth. Fingertips on the earth for support. The legs and the glute muscles are getting a really good workout in today, huh? Breathe in here. And then breathe out to connect to your center, just like what we did in day 4, where we're bracing our core as we slowly rise up, releasing back toes to the earth. And then we step that foot up to meet the right, and we shake it on out. All right, you are doing awesome. So, in my opinion, it would not be a balancing class without tree pose. So that will be our final balancing posture today. So feet are about hip distance apart. Press into all 4 corners of your feet as best as you can, including the toes. All right. So find a small bend in your left knee as you lift your right foot away from the ground. Level out the hips here, press away from the earth. And then open your right knee off to the side. And then with your right hand, use that to grab your ankle and then bring the sole of your foot to your inner left thigh, to your calf, or keep your toes resting on the earth with your heel on your ankle. So if you are up here, press your thigh into the sole of your foot, and then the sole of the foot presses back. So we're creating these oppositional forces that are like balancing each other out, keeping us nice and stable. All right, on your next breath in, send both hands to the sky, find your tree pose. Hold on to a focal point out in front of you for balance. Feel free to use a wall here or a chair. You got this. Breathe in. And then breathe out to release that and lower your right foot to the earth. Let's take it over to the other side. So making sure that we're setting ourselves up for greatness, pressing into our foundation as we lift the left foot away from the ground. Open the knee off to the side. Left hand grabs your left ankle. And again, you choose where you would like to place your foot, wherever it feels best for you. On your next breath in, send both hands to the sky. You can look on up if you would like to challenge your balance a little bit more. You can also play around with swimming your hands behind your back body, interlacing your fingers and then reaching your hands towards the earth and away from your body to get a sweet opening in the heart. Breathe in here and then breathe out to release and lower. Walk your feet and legs together. Breathe in to send both hands to the sky. Breathe out to clap your hands together and then bring your hands to your heart. I now invite you to bow your head. You can close your eyes here, or again, you can look down and past your nose, your choice. Breathe in through your nose and then breathe out. Again, I invite you to explore your understanding of the word balance. In terms of yoga, it could mean that perhaps you just, did a vinyasa class or a hot yoga class, and now you're trying to balance out the energies. So you've decided to try a restorative yoga practice or a practice to help you unwind and relax. It could mean, if you find that you're very, very busy throughout the week, maybe taking one day on the weekend, whenever your weekend is, and just taking time for you, for self-care, pressing pause on anything that you need to do, putting aside that to-do list. That could be balance. Balancing the energies, sun and moon, hot and cold. I personally love balancing postures. There's so many amazing benefits, but one thing that I really do love about them is that whenever I'm feeling stressed out or anxious, whenever I feel like I'm spiraling out of control, even by coming to one balancing posture, I find that I feel more grounded, more at ease, because I am literally focusing on not falling over. So any thoughts that I have going on in the mind just kind of like washes away, it's gone. And then I'm more present in my mind and my body. So balance can definitely help with focus. It can definitely help with, feelings of anxiety or stress. It can boost confidence, help with posture, help develop that core strength, just like what we did in day 4. Anyways, so many beautiful benefits. So with that in mind, breathe in through your nose and then just empty it out through your mouth. Open up your eyes. Thank you so much for being here today. So that was day number 6. Tomorrow, day 7, our final day of this challenge. Cannot wait. Until then, take good care. Namaste.